Once upon a time, in a quiet and prosperous kingdom, there lived a king who was known not just for his riches, but for his curiosity. He often wondered, why do some people rise above challenges while others simply avoid them? What makes a person strong, truly strong? Not in wealth or words, but in character. To find his answer, the king came up with a test. One that wouldn't require armies or gold or even a single law. He would use something much simpler, a stone. Early one morning, while the village still slept and the sun had yet to rise, the king ordered a massive boulder to be placed right in the center of the main road that led to the heart of his kingdom. This road connected everything, from farms to markets, from temples to homes. Then, dressed in simple clothes so no one would recognize him, the king hid behind a nearby tree and waited. Time passed. Soon, the first traveler appeared, a wealthy merchant. He rode a fine horse, his cart loaded with goods, his robes spotless. He pulled up near the boulder and stopped. He looked at it with disgust. "What kind of king allows such things to block our roads?" he muttered. He sighed, he grumbled, and he steered his cart around the rock, mumbling about taxes and laziness. The king said nothing. He simply watched. Not long after, a nobleman approached, his servant walking a few paces behind him. He too saw the boulder and scowled. "Ridiculous," he said. "Where are the workers? Where are the guards? Someone else should have taken care of this." With a wave of his hand, he motioned his servant to walk around it. And off they went. And so it continued. One by one, villagers, merchants, scholars, and even priests came down the road. Each one saw the obstacle. Each one reacted with annoyance, with blame, with frustration. But none of them stopped to do anything. They all found ways around the stone and excuses for why it wasn't their job to move it, until, much later in the morning, a single figure approached. He was a peasant, his clothes were patched, his sandals worn thin from long journeys. Across his back, he carried a bundle of vegetables tied together with old rope. His walk was slow, but steady. When he saw the boulder, he stopped. He didn't speak, he didn't complain. He simply looked at it for a moment, then gently placed his bundle down by the side of the road. He stepped closer and put both hands on the rock. It didn't move. He adjusted his grip, leaned into it, pushed harder. Still nothing. His arms shook, his feet slid in the dirt, sweat began to pour down his brow. But he didn't stop. Minutes passed, birds chirped above, the sun climbed higher. Still, he pushed, and slowly, inch by inch, the boulder began to move. With a final grunt of effort, he rolled the stone to the side of the road. The path was clear once more. Tired and dirty, the peasant bent down to pick up his bundle again. And that's when he saw something. Lying in the exact spot where the boulder had rested was a small leather pouch. Curious, he picked it up. Inside, gold coins, enough to feed his family for months, enough to build a new roof for his home, enough to change his life. And tucked beside the coins was a note, written in fine ink on royal parchment. It said, "This gold belongs to the one who cared enough to clear the path. While others blamed and passed by, you chose effort over complaint, action over avoidance. You have done what others would not. You are the kind of person this kingdom needs." The king. The peasant stood still for a long moment, holding the pouch in his hands. He looked at the road, now open for all. He smiled quietly, picked up his bundle, and walked on. "My friend, life will place many boulders in your path. Some will be heavy, some will feel unfair, and many will seem like they weren't meant for you to move. But here's the truth. What you do when faced with that obstacle defines who you are. You can walk around it. You can blame the world. You can wait for someone else to fix it, or you can be the one who stops, who tries, who pushes. Because behind that obstacle might be the reward you've been waiting for. Not just gold, but growth. Not just success, but strength. The peasant didn't know a king was watching. He didn't know there was a reward. He acted with integrity, simply because it was the right thing to do. And that's the kind of greatness the world needs more of today. Not just talent, not just ambition, but character and courage. So the next time life puts a boulder in your path, don't turn away, don't complain, push. Because the greatest treasures are often hidden behind the hardest efforts. And sometimes the obstacle is the path. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you care about, like it, and subscribe to Inspire Sphere. For stories that light your way when the road gets tough and remind you that you are stronger than the challenge ahead.